The March from the Nutcracker by Tchaikovsky, that suite of music composed for the ballet, which debuted back in the 1890s and remains a favorite to this day. Such a favorite, in fact, that we'll have our own production of the Nutcracker beginning on the 4th of December, courtesy of RichMon Ballet, the State Ballet Company, and in conjunction with the Virginia Arts Festival. Here with us in the studio today from RichMon Ballet is their artistic director, Stoner Winslett. Good afternoon, Miss Winslett.
Good afternoon.
Pleasure to have you here in the WHRO studios, and that you're going to be directly involved with this production of the ballet, The Nutcracker, which opens on the 4th of December at Chrysler Hall in Norfolk.
Yes, the thing about the Nutcracker is it's a ballet. Certainly they're beautiful ballet sections. Everyone knows the Waltz of the Flowers and the Sugar Plum Fairy, but it's also a theater piece. You have your party scene with the beautiful period wear and that sort of thing, and then it also has the animals in it with the Mouse King, and we have a wolf in ours and that sort of thing. So in terms of costuming, you have to go to lots of different vendors and suppliers and builders, and Robert Alsop did make the animal heads. He's the one that made the animal heads for the Beatrix Potter movie. Oh. And so they're really extraordinary. And then the period wear in the party scene was made in one place, and of course the tutus in a completely different place. And
something else that's also a feature of this production, I understand, there's also a large Chinese dragon that the audience can expect to see.
There is. That's the biggest difference in the old production and the new production. I sat out there for all those shows for 19 years, and the children in the audience were absolutely captivated through the first act because you have your growing Christmas tree and your battle between the mice and the soldiers and your snowflakes and its constant changing scenery. And the dance lovers were captivated by the second act because of all the famous Waltz of the Flowers and Sugar Plum Fairy and that sort of thing. But the children would get lost in the dancing sometimes in the second act. So when I redid it, by that time I had my own children, and my children love animals. And so every divertisement in the second act has some animal kind of base. The Spanish has capes like toreadors and bulls going through, and the Arabian is a snake and charmer, and the Chinese is indeed a dragon, a real Chinese street dragon that came all the way from China. And the Mirliton dance is a shepherd and shepherdess and tiny lambs, and even in the Waltz of the Flowers, the soloist is a butterfly.
A great level of detail and something for everyone to keep his eyes open to watch for during the course of the second act, you said, specifically.
That's right.
And this year's production encompasses not only the company, the RichMon Ballet itself, but also opened up auditions to members of the local public. Is that correct?
That is. The Nutcracker, I think the reason it's so popular in so many communities around the world and has been for so many generations, there's so many facets of it. Besides the theater and the animals and the dancing, it has all ages in it, and it appeals to all ages. And we're particularly thrilled this year that we had more notice about it than last year's production down here. And we did an audition back in September, and we had over 100 children audition, and we were able to use 95 of them in it. And they're from 24 different localities in the Hampton Roads area and from 24 different private studios. So it's been a wonderful project to send folks down from Richmond to rehearse them and to train some repetitors here to keep the rehearsals going. And we're looking very much forward. They came up to Richmond 2 weeks ago and rehearsed with us, and we meet them on stage of the Chrysler Hall this afternoon and this evening. So we're looking really forward to that.
I hope the cast is just as excited as their parents will be to see them on the stage.
They seemed pretty excited when they were up in Richmond 2 weeks ago. Bubbling over might be a good description.
And you're also going to have the involvement of the Virginia Children's Chorus. Is this correct as well?
That's correct. And also the Virginia Symphony. So it's really a wonderful collaboration. The Arts Festival has brought together a lot of Hampton Roads residents, and we've brought down the State Ballet with the professional ballet dancers, and it's going to be a beautiful thing.
A great tour de force, and I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to seeing the new choreography from yourself and also all of the new costumes that are being presented in the new staging and sets. So to see the State Ballet in performance this weekend, beginning the 4th of December, a performance at Chrysler Hall in Norfolk at 7 p.m., and the show runs through Sunday, December 6th. This is the Nutcracker Ballet by Tchaikovsky with choreography by Artistic Director of RichMon Ballet, Stoner Winslett, who's here with us in the studios today. And if you'd like tickets for this event, you can call 1-800-982-ARTS, or simply go either to vafest.org or to Ticketmaster. So that's your way of gaining access to this new production of the Nutcracker beginning the 4th of December at Chrysler Hall in Norfolk. Thank you very much, Stoner, for coming to the studios today, for talking with us about this new production of the Nutcracker by Tchaikovsky. It's been lovely having you.
Thank you for having me.